Hey everyone, welcome to LJ's Housing Market Update. Today is February 26, 2024, and let's get started with our interest rates. Interest rates as of this morning, according to Freddie Mac, which had their last survey update on February 22nd, for their 30-year fixed rate mortgages, they were hovering around 6.9% compared to your 15 years 6.29. But according to your Mortgage News Daily, they were hovering even a little bit higher, 7.08 for your 30-year fixed conventional compared to 6.64 for your 30-year FHAs. Okay, when you look at these interest rates, we always want to tell you these are usually your top tier scenario, meaning this person has the credit scores superb 780 or more. They're putting down 25% down payment. This is going to be their primary residence. They're looking for a single family. So let's say if you're going with two family, or if it's going to be a rental property, or you're putting down 5% and your credit scores are 600s, you will not get this interest rate. You will pay higher. So you need to know what factors that actually go into your interest rates. The following are those. Your credit scores, they matter a lot. Okay? The better your credit scores, the better interest rates that you will get. Your home location, your down payment, your loan term, your loan type, your residency and units, all these things matter when it comes to your interest rates. Your buying power is increasing when these interest rates decrease. So we have seen the interest rates come down to around 6.65 over the last 2 weeks, and then they start going back up. Now they are around 7.08 as of this morning's reading. So you guys can see here that the affordability, when it goes from 7.08, we see it as high as 7.83. So 7.83 client will still have the mortgage payment, monthly principal and interest of 33.53, but their loan amount is going to be 464 with the higher interest rate compared to $500,000 for 7.08. So we just want to show you this on this slide here. Your affordability, it decreases when the interest rates go up, and it increases when the interest rates come down. Okay. Now let's talk about your affordability, and we're going to go through this scenario here and show you how important is your monthly debt. Your monthly debt is the minimum payments that you have to make on your credit card or any revolving debt. But let's see how does it factor in when it comes to your qualification. So we're going to start off with no debt, right? This family has a household income of $110,000. They're going to put a down payment of $65,000. They have no monthly debt. They took care of all their debt, and we just going to go with national average as the interest rate to see how much they qualify for, 7.08. Their property taxes around 5,000, property insurance 1,500. Their debt to income ratio, that matters a lot as well, and you want to keep that as low as possible. We're leaving at 45%, but you can, the lower the better for you. So this person or this family can purchase a house around $599,000. But now, let's say the same family has $200 monthly debt. So maybe $50 on one credit card, another 50 on another credit card. These are the minimum payments. Their balance might be higher. Let's give you an example. Let's say there's a $5,000 credit card debt, right? And out of that $5,000 debt, you have to make $200 minimum payments. So we will count the minimum payment itself. So in this situation, the same family before they qualified for 599, now they qualify for 569. Okay, because they have this $200 monthly debt. And next scenario, let's say this family has $500 monthly debt. Maybe they have another car payment added along with the other credit cards. So if that's the case, now instead of 599 or 569, they're going at around 524. So work on your debt. It matters a lot when it comes to your qualification, guys. Okay. How about for those people who already own the property and want to pay off the mortgages a little bit earlier, or even thinking about purchasing a property and going with 15-year mortgage instead of 30-year mortgage, right? To those clients, we always recommend that if you can comfortably purchase and make those payments, 15-year mortgage payments on time, comfortably, no problem. But why not go with 30-year term, right? So this way you don't have to make the higher payment. But if you do have extra funds and you want to, put that towards your principal, that's going to have a really positive effect. So in this example here, if it's your PNI, your principal and interest is $3,083, and you decide to start making extra payments around $300 for this mortgage, this scenario here, this person would save over the course of the loan here 7 years. So that 30-year mortgage turns out to be 23 years, and they're gonna save around $179,000 in their interest. So your mortgage amount, your interest rate, your time saved may be different. You want to call your lender and say, "Hey, I want to start paying off this mortgage a little bit faster. Give me some options. If I were to make, a $5,000 lump sum payment, what kind of effect will it have? How many years will it save me, and how much interest will it save me, compared to just making extra payments towards my principal, 300, 400, whatever you can afford, and doesn't have to be consistent, right? How many years will it save?" So based on that, you can decide and see how much you want to pay towards early payoff. Next, guys, is your inflation data. On this chart here, it shows you for 2023 and 2024 that the inflation current is at 3.1% as of January. But look at last year in January, it was at 6%. So the government actually had a big problem on their hand. Hey, the inflation is way out of control. So the reason they were increasing the interest rates so much throughout the year in 2023 was because the inflation was so high. Right now is at 3.1, which seems like it's much better than last year, but the government still wants to control it. So, bring it down. So, and next meeting is going to be on March 12th. So keep an eye on this. We want to see this number keep coming down. This way, the Fed can actually do some rate cuts. How about the prices? If you're a home buyer or interested in buying in 2024, your number one concern is your affordability, and number two is your prices. If I can afford a property, great. Now, this particular property, what is going to be the price that I have to end up paying? Right? You can see the chart here that over the last 2 years, the prices have gone up in majority of the counties. And this is the Nassau County chart here. So your county might be a little bit different, but the prices have skyrocketed over the years. But don't expect these rates to come down when there's more buyers like yourself when the interest rate come down, right? There's going to be simple supply and demand. There's going to be more buyers, for the looking for the same property, putting in offers for the same property. The prices might go even a little bit higher. So keep an eye on that. Next, guys, we want to show you a loan program all the time, give you different options so you guys can choose wisely, which option you want to go with. So today, when we're talking about conventional loan, these are the loans that you would want to go with if you meet the guidelines. So number one is your credit scores. Your credit score needs to be 620 or more. Your down payment needs to be 5%. There's so many people still think that you need 20% down payment for conventional loans. You do not if you're going to buy a single family or two family. But you can put down 5%. You do need 20% if it's three or four families. Um, your debt to income ratio, we mentioned earlier, you can go up to 49%. Your closing cost is going to be around 3 to 5% for this. One of the things I love about this with conventional loan is that your mortgage insurance. As soon as you hit 20% equity, you can call your lender and get your mortgage insurance removed, so your payment will be lower. Your down payment, we mentioned 5% if you're buying 1 to 2 units, 20% if you're buying 3 to 4 units. And the good thing about this is that it can be your primary residence, you can live there, or it can be a rental property as well. So FHA loans, conventional loans, all these loan options are for you to actually view and see which one you qualify for and which one you want to go with. Okay. Next is that we have few properties on MLS here on LIBOR new listing. The first one is in Howard Beach, is the land, so you can probably build your house in your preference the way you want it. So if you're looking for land in Howard Beach, you guys can reach out to us. Another property's in Woodhaven here, listed for 735, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths in Howard Beach. If you're looking in that area, let us know. Next one is in Glendale, listed for 879, 3 beds, 1.5 baths. And the last one is a luxury property. It's in Kew Gardens here, listed for $2.5 million. Single family. It's gonna be 5 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. Guys, we want to teach you guys one term every day. That's term to learn for real estate. Today is CTC. When you hear the word CTC or clear to close, this means you are getting a mortgage. Your loan officer provided you with some conditions, and all the conditions have been satisfied. Maybe your loan officer asked you for proof of funds, or they asked you to explain how did this deposit come in. They ask you to show you this or that. Once they're satisfied with all of that, they're gonna say, "Hey, the file is CTC. It's clear to close. Go ahead and schedule your closing." The attorneys will get involved and they set up a date and time for the closing date. Once you have that confirmed, you want to go back to your to your real estate agent and schedule a final walkthrough to make sure everything's good with the property. Okay. These two charts next you guys gonna see in Queens and Nassau here, it's just showing you that the home appreciation over 60 plus years has been over 4%. So if you're debating, hey, if the prices will come down anytime soon, we highly doubt so. Okay. Who is involved in a real estate transaction? In this slide here, we pick out one or two people to show you guys and who's going to protect you in a real estate transaction. We're going to go with number 7 here, your title company. Your title company is going to be hired by your attorney as a buyer's attorney, and they're going to check everything it has to do with the property when it comes to ownership, your liens, violations, open permits. So they're going to do that. Number 5 is your attorney, right? You want to pick your own attorney. You don't want it referred from your anybody beside yourself. Try that approach first. Try to find someone that you can rely on as an attorney. If you cannot, then ask your buyers, your real estate agent to see if they can recommend. You do not want to work with any attorney that has to do with anything with your seller side, right? The seller side is going to be representing the sellers, not you. So you want to be on your side, have people on your side that you can trust. Okay. Next is that if you're trying to purchase in 2024, guys, see how much you're making income, right? You're trying to, maybe you have a solid job. Just want to make sure that you guys know if you're looking to get a loan using your income, whatever field you're in, you should be in that field for at least 2 years. Okay. You might be changing jobs. Maybe you worked in 6 months at this job and then you went to another company, but as long as it's in the same field. Your debt matters a lot. We mentioned earlier, try to reduce it much as possible. Your savings, your down payment, and your closing cost, both of them matter. So make sure you have enough down payment and your closing cost when it comes to your savings. Your credit scores, 580 is your number one concern, and then 620 if you already have 580. But if you have 620 and your wife has 580, the lender will always look at the lowest credit score. So in this case, it would be 580. So they will say, hey, you cannot go with conventional. You have to go with FHA, even though one of them have higher credit scores. Okay, guys, and we already showed you today's national average is around 7%. If someone is telling you, another loan officer, that, hey, I can get you 5%, 4%, ask them how are they doing that. Are they telling you to buy down the rate? If yes, what will it cost you? What will it save you on monthly basis? In this case here, if it's going to cost you $4,000, if it's going to save you $82 per month, it's going to take you 4 years to get that money back. You decide if that buy down makes sense or not. Okay, guys. So if you're a real estate agent watching this, guys, we don't have any office fees, no desk fees. We provide you with all the tools that you need to close a deal. We provide you with all the support that you need. I'm the broker here. If you have any questions, please reach out. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining. I'll see you next time.